Welcome to another episode of SKST Radio, and you tuned into the Cammie Grayson Show. And tonight is Artist Network, and I have two artists lined up for today, and I am very excited. So, my very first artist of the night is Randy Hall, and
How you
he
doing,
is like
Cammy?
thebomb.com. Hey, Randy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Cammy. It's a blessing. Thank you so much. And I love that intro, by the way. That was
Oh, well,
incredible.
thank
Yeah,
you.
very nice. Very nice.
So, Randy, tell people who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm a musician. I'm a singer. I'm a writer. I'm a producer. I wear many hats in the music business. And that's basically what I do.
Oh, okay. Well, I like
Yeah.
the hat you have on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so how did you get started? What, what inspired you to do music?
Well, when I was a kid, this was a long time ago. Okay. Well, anyway, I saw the Beatles on Ed Sullivan when I was like 3 years old, and I remember I just wanted to like play the guitar like that, and then yeah. So then my dad said, "I think I better get you a real guitar because I'm tired of you plucking on the broom all night." So and then of course then I saw Michael Jackson. And I think when Michael Jackson came out, he was like, I would call him like an asteroid that hit the earth, and the earth just exploded with this incredible talented human being. And all the kids wanted to be like the
Oh
Jacksons,
yeah,
And I remember even the white kids wanted to be like the Jacksons because they came up with the Osmond family.
yeah,
Remember
yeah. I remember
that?
that.
Uh-huh. So, and then so I mean, I studied guitar. And then I started playing in school talent shows, and I was getting a lot of attention. And I remember I used to see a show. It was called The Monkeys, and they would walk down the street and run down the street because the girls was chasing them.
Yep, I
And
remember that.
yeah, so I got the talent show, and I started playing the guitar, and all of a sudden I was getting this attention, and it was just I mean I just fell in love with it then, and then I started hearing melodies in my head, and I said I want to start writing music. So I was writing music at a really early age, and I got really good on the guitar. So by the time I was 15, I had a band. And we were playing talent shows, and then I started playing in lounges at 15 years old. I should have been
Oh
in the
wow,
lounge.
you shouldn't have been in there.
No, I should have been in the lounge, but everybody else in the group was old enough to be in the lounge. I was like the kid, the little kid there.
Right.
And but I was playing in the lounges. Uh when I was 15 years old, I remember I played at a place called the Skyway Lounge in Chicago because I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
And that was a real thrill for me. And as time went on, I had a band, a guy named Vince Wilbur Jr. His uncle was the incredible Miles Davis.
Okay. Wow.
And so, yeah, so uh Miles' sister, Vince's mother, would take the phone, and in those days we didn't have no cell phone,
Right.
and we were in the basement playing. But she had one of these phones that had like a cord that had to be 100 feet long.
Stretched.
And yeah, and she would take that thing down the stairs and play, and Miles would listen to us, and then he would give us pointers, on what to play and how to play, and we got better and better. And then one day we got a call from Miles that he wanted us to come to New York and come to Sony Records and record an album. So we go to New York, and we're in Miles's basement rehearsing. And Miles said, I think I want y'all to be on my record.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so we ended up being on his record, and we did his comeback album. He had retired from music, and he
Hmm.
came back with this record. It was called The Man with the Horn. And we did the record, and at that time, like the jazz world went crazy because this was Miles Davis coming back, and the album came out, and on one song I sang, and he had never had like a vocalist on his
Oh, okay.
music. And also too, it was an R&B record, so it was the first time he was on the R&B charts, and he was on R&B radio. He was always on jazz radio.
Mhm.
And the record exploded. Next thing I know, I was meeting everybody from Santana. I mean, just all the musicians, Roberta Flack. I mean, they all became friends of mine. And then from there, that's where I met all the other great jazz musicians that I worked, wrote songs for, like Ramsey Lewis, Dave Koz. Well, he
Wow.
would be more current. Dave Koz. We
Mhm.
was other jazz musicians. Diana Ross, I met through being with Miles. So just,
Yeah.
so it was a lot. Yeah, yeah. So and from then I got my own, I met the management company. The management company was Cavallo Ruffalo and Fagnoli, and they managed Prince, and
Okay.
they managed the Time, and they managed Sheila E. and Earth, Wind and Fire. And the managers, they saw that my record was doing great. And they was like, who is this young guy? He's on the Miles Davis record and he's getting all this promotion. And who is he? And they got in contact with me and they said they would like to manage me and so I could do my own record. And so I said, hey, I mean, if you Prince's manager, you can't be that bad. You must be pretty
Right.
good. And so they managed me, and they thought that the guy that would be excellent to produce my record, my first record, and I guess for me to join up with and kind of learn the ropes was Ray Parker Jr.
Right.
And so that's how Ray Parker Jr. and I hooked up together. He was like my
Wow.
mentor. He was like my mentor, yeah. And it was
Oh,
cool.
I used
I was in
to love me some Ray
Hollywood all
Parker
the
Jr.
time. It was great. Huh? Excuse me?
That's I used to love me some Ray Parker Jr.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
I'm
the
sure. I'm
big.
sure he would like to hear that. Yeah. Ray's a really. He's a great guy. Still a great guy. He's
Oh
still doing
wow.
it. Still touring. Yeah. And from then so in between time, I joined the group uh, called Pleasure. You ever heard the group Pleasure? We had a
No.
song called Glide that was a big hit on RCA Records. But I knew I was leaving because I was doing my own record. But I was
Right.
kind of like filling in. And then I did my own record and it took off at my single. I've been watching you, Jamie's Girl, the video, everything took off. And from then on, it's just been one thing after another musically that I've done. I mean, yeah, I've done so much. I've worked on records with Diana Ross, Roberta Flack. That's back then. And then coming up, I even uh I worked the Death Row Records for a little while.
Dang, you've been everywhere.
Yeah. It's so many artists and so many things that I've done. I've done music for movies. I did a movie. I did music for a movie called Soul Men with Samuel Jackson and Bernie Mac and John Legend. And I had to take them in the studio because they were singers in this movie,
Mhm.
Samuel Jackson and Bernie Mac. And they had to go in the studio and actually sing the songs that they put in the movie. And I tell you what was so funny
I bet
about
that
that
was
is that,
interesting.
oh, it was crazy. Because Samuel Jackson is just like the way he is in the movies. I mean, he's hilarious. And Bernie Mac was really
Oh
funny.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So between the two of them, it was just constant, we were just all we were doing was just having fun. We were just having fun. So um but they were a little nervous because they
Oh,
had
that's so
never
cool.
because they were out of their domain singing, you know.
Hmm.
So they were a little nervous. But the movie came out, it did really well. They did really well in the studio. And of course, John Legend singing on the soundtrack, he was just fantastic, John Legend. So and Isaac Hayes was
Wow.
there working on it. Yeah, it was a great
Star
experience.
study. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I left out a lot of things. I played with the Staple Singers, and I've done records for the group in Chicago. We had the Staple Singers, we had the Dales. Uh, at Death Row, I worked on songs, Snoop Dogg, Tupac. I mean, I was there for all of that during that period.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
so
you had a
it's a
great
lot. It's
journey.
a lot. It's a lot. Yeah,
Had a
yeah,
great journey. So what
yeah.
what was what has been your what was the hardest thing that you had to go through to on this journey?
The hardest thing, let me see. Um, hmm, that's a great question. I don't know if anything was really hard. I guess the hardest thing was dealing with record company mess. You know, I mean, just dealing with the business part of it. But that's the most important part, you know, because I think what happens
Okay.
is that we get caught up into artists get caught up into how much fun you have in making records and stuff, but you're not taking care of your business.
Hmm.
And you find that a lot
Right.
of artists have made, you know, they make a lot of money, and then at the end they're broke. So
Right. Right.
that can be that's difficult at times, you know, contract negotiations, um, dealing with record company, label people, that can be difficult.
Wow. Wow. So now, so what was the most fun thing that you've ever done?
Um, I don't know. I guess the fun is always performing. You know,
Okay.
the fun always is performing when you're performing in front of. Uh, I did like a tour with New Edition, Pebbles, and somebody else. It was so long ago, but I'm, you know, I mean, New Edition. They come out there and they just start dancing. You know, they were kids then.
Yeah.
And I remember it was three little girls, and they were really young, you know, because New Edition at that time, they were like 14, 13, 14, 15 years old or
Yeah.
something like that. And it was three little girls, and they were like New Edition's age. And, you know, I mean, they had people my age too at the time, but
Hmm.
they really just wanted to see New Edition. So I came up before New Edition, and every time I would sing a song, they would be like, "Oh, you're gonna sing another song?" So I get up there and I'm dancing, I'm doing that. And I heard one little girl say, she said, "Do the Cabbage Patch." So I get up there and I started, "That ain't the Cabbage Patch." You know. So
That's
yeah, that
hilarious.
was yeah,
Well,
it's just
you're
crazy.
supposed to know those up to date dances.
I know. Well, you know, I did it my way, but you know, when New Edition came out, they really did it,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
they were moving.
Especially they were young like that. They were doing
Yeah.
twirls in the sky and all. I'm like, what's going on here?
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what has been your biggest inspiration?
Musically,
Hmm.
I think, well, as far as inspiration, I don't think that you can get any higher, uh, a higher level of music than working with someone like Miles Davis.
Yeah.
You got to remember, like when Miles was really popular, everybody would come and visit him. I remember John Lennon would come see Miles Davis. You know, they because his music was on such a high level. Uh, all the musicians would come to his concerts because they want to see him. So that I'm a musician first. I always say that I'm a musician first. And you know, I've studied jazz. I went to the Berklee College of Music, and I played jazz and rock and roll and R&B and funk. I think I've covered just about everything classical music. And that he was basically my biggest inspiration, you know. And on the R&B side, then it had to be Ray Parker Jr.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah.
that. So, tell us about the song.
My new single?
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, the song is just a story that I guess a lot of people go through if they've ever been in a relationship with a person and they find out that sometimes, you know, you're happy with that person and you're with that person, and then at times you find yourself not around that person, but it's something in that relationship that brings you back together again and again and again.
Yeah.
And that's what this song is. It's just saying, you know, like sometimes I know we bicker, we go through changes, but it's something about us that we just have to come back again and again and again. You know, it's hard to recreate magic, and with
Right.
some people, you just have that magic. So you just come back together. You get upset, you leave each other, but next thing you know, you're coming back again and again and again. So that's what that song's about.
I love it. Well, we have the song. Do we have permission to play it?
Yes, yes, you do. I hope you
Well,
do play it.
let's let the world hear what we got.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Oh, thank
Absolutely
you.
beautiful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank
Amazing.
you.
So that song sort of reminds me of like when I used to go roller skating. You know, when you couple
Yeah,
skating and you just smooth and just swirling,
right,
that
right.
song is the
Yeah.
bomb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. So we gotta bring smooth back.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So give us some words of wisdom. If someone wanted to do what you've
Mhm.
done in your lifetime, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them not to be a one trick pony. And what I mean by that is that, you know, when I when I got into music, I made sure that I could do more than just one thing. Because a lot of times you get, sometimes people only learn how to sing, or they just learn how to dance, or they just learn how to rap or whatever. But I've been able to maintain a lifestyle because I could do so many things in music.
Right.
Uh, I read music. I always could get a job playing with the band or playing in the studio. Um, and I'm a singer. I could always get work as a background vocalist.
Right.
Um, I'm an arranger. I also arranged. I went to school, so I've learned how to arrange for horns and how to arrange. I could write for
Wow.
orchestra. I could write for orchestra. So I was always able to do so many things in music that I never went through hardly too much hardship because I could always make money. I could
Right.
always make money, and I find myself doing more than one thing at a time instead of just performing. I'm just doing all kind of things musically to make money. So
Right.
that's what I would tell kids, like, you know, it's good to go to school and learn some things about your craft, instead of just what you naturally can do. Learn how to do more than just one thing in your craft so that you can always make money in some kind of way in this business.
Wow. Absolutely love it.
Mhm.
Absolutely love it. Well, guys, this triple threat handsome man in front of me. Tell
Oh,
people how
thank
they
you.
can get your music, Randy.
Oh, well, I'm on all digital downloads, iTunes, Apple Music, all the main digital downloads.
Absolutely love it.
Spotify.
So go purchase and make it
Please,
happen.
please, let's do it. Let's
Well,
do
Randy,
it.
thank you so much for being on the show. We want to invite you back. If you ever find yourself in Virginia Beach, this is where we are. You're more than welcome to stop by the studio and chop it up. We'd love to have you.
Cami, thank you so much. It was so much fun talking to you. Thanks for the blessing of having me on your show. It's been
Oh,
really fun for me.
absolutely.
Yes, thank you
Absolutely.
so
We're family
much.
now. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. Okay, guys, this concludes our interview with the wonderful Randy. Thank you so much, Randy, for being on the show. And tell the audience bye. Until next week,
Bye bye.
SKST Radio.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell me when I hopped about the backstage. Now you looking from across the room. Looking too long, you better ask me. But you just seem you don't know what to do. Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Handle it. A piece of something off a play. You throw up on me and me throw it back the same way. You think about it all the next day. So you ain't give no fuck about nothing where your ex say. Me ting have grip, me ting real tight, the ting real wet. Me can fuck all night. The cocky will stiff, me ride like bike. The thing not bite, the body set right. If you're looking for action, I can give you satisfaction. Don't think you couldn't imagine waking up like that. What happened? What happened? Big girl, take the
All right. If you just tuned in, you haven't tuned in too late. You tuned in to the Cami Grayson Show, and I have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Essence on my screen right now. Hey, Essence, welcome to the show.
I know. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God. I was so excited.
So how's it going?
It's going good. I'm just happy, excited. I was just talking to my followers, telling them that this year has been like one of the best years of my life. So I'm in a really, really good space right now.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, share with us. Tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name is Essence. I am an artist, singer, songwriter, ghostwriter, rapper. I'm a chef. I bake. I do catering. I'm also a tennis player. I have a tennis league,
I saw
and I
that.
am a HR professional and IT professional. That's what I do for my regular 9 to 5 job.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that on LinkedIn. I'm like, is this her?
Yes,
This
it
is
was.
her.
Yeah, yeah. I got my LinkedIn profile popping too.
I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. So, how did you get started? You got all these different talents, and he was just talking about talents on the other show. And so now here you are, I guess quadruple threat.
Right.
There you go. So, start off with the beginning. What got you started in music?
Well, my parents, they both they are and were artists. So I grew up in a musical household. Like everybody in my family has a musical talent. So I pretty much just grew up around music. My mom sings, my dad sings. My mom said back in the day she was a rapper. So it's just like a musical talent from both parents. So that's the kind of environment that I grew up in. And I knew at a young age I wanted to do music. I remember being like maybe like 8 years old, and I would like sing like Monica and Brandy, whatever was out. And I knew that I could sing exactly like how they sung. I knew that I had a good voice. I was in gospel choir in elementary school, and then I really started to pursue music in like 2011. My friends, my family, they was like, "No, you should try to do it, for real as a career." And I've been doing it ever since. So that's kind of how I got started.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So now tell me, I want to learn a little bit about this tennis league. So I
Oh
saw you
yes,
the girls
girl.
in the cute little skirts and everything. So how did you get
Yes.
the tennis league thing going?
So me and my best friend and my sister, we have an organization. It's called the Metro Sister Circle. So
Mhm.
me and my best friend and my sister, we were like, okay, let's have some fun this summer, but let's do something different. Like I'm a party girl. I've been partying for years. Everybody knows I'm a party girl, but I like to stay healthy as well and active. So we started to go play tennis, and my best friend, she put the video on TikTok and it went viral. So then we had to create like a whole organization because so much girls was like, oh my God, I want to play. I want to play. And we started to recognize that in the tennis, in the tennis world, minorities, black people are not really represented, right? It's more like maybe a traditional, like you'll see other groups playing it way more, and there's not a lot of resources. So we opened up our schedules, and we started to do it every single Sunday, and we wound up becoming really well, really recognized in a short period of time. We
Wow.
partnered with the USTA, the United States Tennis Association. We partnered with them a lot. We've done a lot with it so far. And yeah, we go out there, we're beginners. We have coaches that come and volunteer. We've also become really good at it. So we've been playing. Our last meet is going to be November 2nd. If anybody wants to join, it's going to be in Manhattan. That's going to be our last meet for the season, and then we're going to close out.
All right. This is so exciting. And so
Yeah,
then you got that going on, and then you have but that's all like the kids. Are the kids a part of that group, or is it
we have
just something
kids.
separate for the kids?
Yeah, we have kids that can come. We have rackets for kids. People can bring their kids. We haven't really had any children, but it's open to all ages. We don't care who comes. If you want to play, just come play.
Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it. So now let's talk about this song you have here. Tell
Oh,
us a little bit
handle
about
it.
that.
So handle it. I remember my engineer, he's like, see if you could write something to this. And I said, okay. And I think because I have that Caribbean background, it was kind of easy for me to write to it because it's out, it has some sampling in there from some old school reggae hits. And I think I wrote it so fast that I didn't think anything of it. And I recorded that song maybe like a couple years ago, and I put it out because people are like, this song is hot. You need to put this out. So I put it out. And then next thing I know, I got this huge, response from people. They're like, wait, this song is hot. You need to put it out. I had an interview with the Fleet DJs, and they started to push it and promote it. And I think that's how it's starting to circulate, and more people are hearing about it.
Oh, nice, nice. Well, we have the song. Do we have permission to play it?
Of course.
All right.
I know DJ Too Nice is in there rocking. Like,
I was jamming earlier.
Saw me when I hopped about the backseat. Now you looking from across the room. Taking too long, you better ask me. But you just seem you don't know what to do. Oh, baby, can you handle it? Oh, baby, can you handle it? Oh, baby, can you handle it? Handle it. A piece of something off a play. You throw it on me and me throw it back the same way. Hey, you think about it all the next day. So you ain't gonna fuck with nothing where your ex said. My ting have grip, the ting real tight, the ting real wet. Me can fuck all night. The cocky real stiff, you ride like bike. The ting not bite, the body set right. If you're looking for action, I can give you satisfaction. Don't think you could in imagine. Waking up like that, what happened? What happened? Big girl, take the ting and no pride. Bad man, no sick, y'all no gunshot. Hand from my waist and hand from my side. Hold on, take the cut me gun.
Hot girl on the place on the dance floor. Road boy pass a block on the dance floor. Hot girl on the place on the dance floor. Road boy pass a block on the dance floor.
Baby, oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Handle it, baby. Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Handle it. Put up your hand. Holding him out with the wicked Islam. Bad man fi back up, we mash up them plan. So the things they cut with just how we time. Come through, they gotta shut the whole block down. Made it from the bottom, but I'm on the top now. Bubbling the up and doubling the Moscow. It's hot, but I'm cool, ice in my bust down. I'm in my boom boom shorts on my ass out. Put it on this nigga, ooh, I think he passed out. Talking all that shit, I peep is really all clout. Now everybody wanna see what it's all about. See me a real bad gal from the barn. Shut the place one more time, then me gone. See me a real bad girl from the barn. Shut the place one more time, then me gone. Baby, oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Handle it, baby. Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Oh baby, can you handle it? Handle it.
Man, I love it, girl. Makes me want to boogie.
Yeah, you want to just go to the Jamaican spot, eat a beef
Yeah,
patty.
exactly. So when you wrote this, did you have? Well, I heard you say earlier that you like to party, right? So
Yes.
was that the goal to get everyone up out their chairs, their butts
Yes.
up, and move and boogie?
Yes, get everybody to feel like, all right, let's go party. Let's go to let's go to the Jamaican spot. Or if you're in the backyard, you're gonna start turning up with your aunties and everybody's gonna be dancing and popping it and dropping it.
I love it. Okay, so tell us a little bit about you now. So we know you're a good writer. You have your sister, and you and your sister are really close. Your best friend. You got all this going on, but tell us about you. What do you like doing?
I think I actually love to cook. Like that's one thing I always cook and I post it on my story. So people have, asked me like, why don't you make a cookbook or why don't you open a restaurant? And I'm like, I would love to. That's a dream of mine, but it's a lot, it's a lot of work. And it's like I gotta kind of find that balance between being an artist and being a chef because I used to sell plates and all of that. And I used to make a lot of money selling food, selling baked goods. I make cakes from scratch, things like that. And I totally enjoy it. It's like my happy place. I love to feed people. I think because I grew up in a big household, it's my mom and my dad, they had 6 kids and you always eating and have food. And my family, they would feed the kids in the neighborhood. So I kind of grew up in that environment. So I
Yeah.
always cook a lot of food. I love just having food. And if somebody's hungry, they can come over. Hey, I got this. I baked the cake. You want some? I'm always baking and shaking. So that's something that I know. I love to cook. Like I love to cook. I love to bake. It just makes me so happy. It's my happy place in that kitchen.
That's your happy spot. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know what? Isn't it good to have a happy spot?
Yes.
Something that you can just kind of break away from the world and the chaos, and especially what's going on right now. And
Yes.
so to have your happy spot, I think that's a great place to be sometimes. So now with all the music industry going crazy and all this, do you feel you're still going to fit into it, or what do you think?
I think I'll definitely be able to fit into it because I think that I have a different posture from most of the artists that's in the industry. And I think that because I'm a little bit older, I I have a different like standard, and there's certain things that I've already like you basically you watching people make mistakes, so you know what to do and what not to do. I'm too old to be making, rookie mistakes, if you will. So
Mhm.
I think I would fit right in. I think my music is different from anything that's going on in the industry because I rap and because I sing. Um it could go from hardcore, it could go from, hardcore to, the R&B to contemporary to anything. I could do any genre, but I think I definitely would fit right in, but bring something that people have never seen before, especially with my sound.
So, what has been your biggest challenge in your music?
Biggest challenge in my music is I would say deciding which song to put out next. Like I feel like I'm a person, like I have so much music, but I'm all about like the momentum. Like it has to feel right for me to put it out, and I got to know exactly where I am and what I want to basically promote at that time in my life. And I want my music to reflect where I am in life. So I
Mhm.
make sure I put out stuff that it's for that it fits the season that I'm in. Like Handle It, I put it out, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I was in that party mode, party season. My birthday's in August, so I'm a Leo, so I like to party. So that was my mood. And now that the season is transitioning, the next song that I'm gonna put out next month, I already told my fans, like I promise I'm gonna put out a song next month. I just got to think about the date. But I think that's the challenge, just overthinking it and feeling like, hey, maybe this might not be the right record. And also, um you face a lot of challenges as a woman. Like you'll try to go to a studio, you'll try to get things done, and it's always like you're being kind of like your morals will be kind of apprehended because people are looking at you in a different way instead of trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
business. It makes it so much harder because you got to jump through all these extra loopholes to get things done.
right, right. You
Because
got a message down there.
yeah, they'll try to block you because you don't want to have a personal relationship with them over business. So that's a huge challenge, but I'm making my way. I'm making my way through it. So
That's good. That's good. So, which brings me to words of wisdom. So, if you could give some nuggets of wisdom to a young lady who's striving, who's trying her best to be where you are right now, what type of advice would you give her?
don't give up. Just don't give up. If it's something that you really love and you know that this is what you want to do with your life, do not I don't care how many times you fail, how much money it takes. If it's something that you really want to do, the universe will make sure that it conspires for you to live your wildest dreams. Like if you want to do it, just do it. It doesn't matter what you think. You don't have this, you don't have the look, you don't have the sound. It's all about momentum. It's all about experience. With time comes experience. You can't sing today, but you probably could be Mariah Carey tomorrow. You
Yeah,
just you just got to believe in yourself 100%. If you want to do it, it wants you to do it. The universe,
right.
your future self already wants you to do it. So just do it.
It's funny. I was talking to someone earlier, and I know in my life, I used to swim. I used to be on a swim team, right?
Ooh, okay.
And then, yeah, girl, I used to swim my butt off. And I was the only one that looked like me in regionals,
Okay.
female. And I remember this lady, she didn't look like me. And she was a girl. We were in high school. And she said, "This race is mine." I was good. I'm in regionals. I was good. I could do it. But
Right.
because that girl told me this was her race, it psyched me out.
Wow.
It psyched
Wow.
me out. And it took my team members, who were all boys, to tell me, "You're better than her. You're
Right.
better than she is." And I won that race. And
Yeah.
so I'll always remember that when I'm facing my obstacles, because you look at a person and just say, looking at you, look how beautiful you are, and you sing and you play tennis and you got all this stuff. How can I compete with somebody like that? Right? So you
Right.
don't look at it as your competition. You look at it as you stay in your lane and you
Right.
do what you do, because
Right.
what God gave her, it's for her and
Right.
not for you. And
Right.
so you have to, you're doing the same thing, but it's different. It's a different day. And so I just love what you just said. I love that just reminded me of something that I was talking about earlier. And so that's the way to do it. That's the words of wisdom. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't let somebody change your mind. And I absolutely love that.
I'll,
So
I'll never,
Essence, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'll leave with this because I'll never forget this. I was working at this job and I was about to get laid off. And a customer came in and I helped her. And the lady was like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Are you gonna be here next week? I'm gonna come back to see you. You were so helpful. I'm gonna bring my husband." And I said, "No." I said, "This is actually my last week. I'm getting laid off." And she was like, "So what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?" And I was like, "Well, I'm an artist. I do music." This is years ago. And I was like, "I'm gonna do music." And she said, "Let me tell you something." And it was an old white lady. I'll never forget this lady. Her name was Nancy Birnbaum, and I have her as a friend on Facebook. She said, "Don't you die with buried treasure." And when that lady told me that, I remember that for the rest of my life because I said that lady, what she said is stuck with me. And I said, you know what? She's so right. She's so right. Don't you die with buried treasure. If you know you have a gift, and everybody has a gift. You know
Right.
you have a gift for something. Don't you dare die without trying to turn that over and show it to the world.
I love it. Absolutely love it. So Essence, what's next for you?
What's next? So I have a show coming up. I'm on tour in New York. My show is going to be December 14th. It's the Still in Love tour. We're going to be in Brooklyn. I mean, it's just so much stuff going on with the tennis, with my shows. I'm just moving and grooving. But that's going to be a great show. It's an amazing lineup. It's a night. It's going to be mostly R&B artists. So if you're into R&B with a little bit of hip hop and you're in New York, get your tickets now. They're on my bio. If you go to my Instagram, all my profiles, you'll see the links and the information for everything.
Love it, love it. Well, if you're in Texas, in that area, December 6th through the 9th, I believe, the Texas Fleet has
They
a
invited me.
conference. So yeah, I will be there conducting interviews, and
Okay.
would love if you in that area, come on down.
Yeah, they invited me. They was like, "We want you to come." And I was like, "I gotta see if I could get the time off. I want to come because they definitely invited me." They was like, "You better be there." Because I went to the one that was in Orlando in July. So they were like, "We want you to come to the Texas one." I was like, "I'm gonna try to make it. I'm definitely gonna try to make it. And if I come, I'm definitely pulling up on you."
Sounds good. I would love to meet you in person. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. If you're in Virginia, this is where the studio is. We would love to
Okay.
have you. You're part of the family now. So just keep doing what you do, and we'll stay in contact. How about that?
Yes, stay in contact with me. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just honored. I'm humbled.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, guys, until next week, SKST Radio. Tell them bye,
Okay.
Essence.
Bye, guys.